Very good afternoon to you all. So
Good
we'll
afternoon.
just wait for a couple of more minutes for other participants to join, and we'll start in next 2 minutes.
Okay, so welcome everyone once again. If you have been closely following the discourse forum, you would have seen that many people are asking, tutorials on the HTML content and all that. So what we thought is maybe in this session, we will have some solve with instructor kind of questions based on that topic. It may not be possible for us to give tutorials for everything. We also consulted the faculty and they were also like, we can give you pointers where you can practice these things, but may not be really give a tutorial on HTML because that's probably not the best way to learn it. So we will have practice sessions and you can join with us, try to do it in your own machine and try to figure out how things are working. You can use Replit, you can use your own local editors, whatever. So this session will primarily be focused on those kind of questions. So the others who are quite experienced with programming and development, programming in HTML and CSS and other things, if you can reserve your questions towards the end, it will be really helpful for the beginners, if there are beginners in this session. And whenever we have a practice, question being posted and we are discussing it, if you have some questions, please feel free to ask. But please request you to be mindful of people who are, just beginning these things and taking their baby steps to learn this. So yeah, Abhishek, I think we can start.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. Am I audible?
Yes, Abhishek.
So once again, good afternoon to you all. So in this session, the basics of the HTML and CSS, that was the concern for most of the students, is what we have observed in the discussion forum. So we'll start with that practice. Now, I just wanted to
Abhishek, I think there is a problem with your net.
idea that how many people who are in the Replit.
Abhishek?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you turn off your camera so that the bandwidth will be good, I think.
Yeah, I
just
have
go with your audio, audio alone.
Okay, so I just wanted to get a raw idea that how many people here don't have an account on Replit. Is there anyone who hasn't created an account on Replit yet?
Is that extra account, sir, or already we have from the Python classes?
Yeah. Any account is
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, we have.
Okay, so let me put it the other way. Is there anyone who means how many of you have already accounts on the Rappelate? Just raise your hands, please. Okay. I guess we have enough people then. We could start as usual. Okay. Okay, great, nice. Well, okay. I hope you would have done some kind of practice on the Rappelate, maybe in the Python course, or maybe while watching the tutorials that have been given as a part of week 1 content. The tutorial named application using Rappelate, to develop some familiarity with it, so that how does it work and how are we are going to use it with context to this course. So I will just try to demonstrate some of those things that have been taught in the tutorials, so that those who have not watched that yet, they will just get a simple familiarity that how they should go about it. So I'll simply go forward while sharing my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes,
Yeah,
Satish.
yes, Abhishek.
Okay, great. So yeah, I would request all of you to please log into your Rappelate accounts, and we'll start by creating a new project. We'll start with a new REPL here. So of course, we will be using the Python REPL only. Now, most of the people will ask, okay, like why we are using Python if we are just simply doing HTML and CSS? So that might be a choice. Maybe initially you could use HTML or CSS project, but for now we are using the Python, and we will try to initiate a HTTP server as we have done in week 1. We have seen how to do that. So we'll be doing similar kind of thing there also. Let us just select the name of the project. So let's say okay, basics of week 2, and we'll simply create it. So I'm creating this as a private project account. Sorry, the project that will remain private to my account only. So you could also create your private projects in your account. Now, once you will open that, you will get a user interface screen like this. So here, this whole screen can mainly be divided into 3 sections. The first section on the top, on the leftmost side is this is the layout section, or we can say the layout panel. And here you will get a list of all of the files or all of the folders that you have in your project. As of now, we just have one file called main.py here. This is gonna be our workspace. We could say our code editor or text editor, whatever you want. Here we are supposed to write some code. And on the rightmost side, this one, console, here we usually will get our output. But along with this console tab, will also be using this shell tab. So this is just a simulation of a Linux-based terminal. All of the commands that you could use there will also work here. So this is how we could actually divide our whole interface into 3 sections. Okay, so now the thing is that if we have created a Python REPL, how will we create our HTML files? How will we add our CSS files here in this project? This is the question. So here we have been given these 2 buttons, add file and add folder, and we can add as many as external files as we want in a single project. So for example, I will try adding a HTML file, and I'll name it as index.html. So I have created one index.html file, and I'll just write the basic of code here. So now, as we all know that we are working with the HTML file, and there is a thing known as DTD, the document type declaration. And for HTML5, it is doc type HTML. This is how you actually define the DTD of HTML5. So let me just write it here. Doc type HTML. Now these uppercase, these lowercase, this is basically a convention. It doesn't really matter if you will make this doc type in lowercase and HTML in uppercase. This is totally up to you. But this is actually a convention that has been followed everywhere. So we'll be trying to follow those conventions here also. After that, we will have the root HTML tag. we'll have the root closing HTML tag. And within this, we will be having some other tags like head tag. So head tag will contain all of the meta information about this page. For example, we could provide what the title of the page should be, what character set we are going to use in this document. If you are applying the CSS, should this page be responsive? So these kind of things can be added in this head tag, which will actually give some more information about the content that you are going to have in your HTML, in this HTML file. So as of now, I will be just be adding one tag here, that is title tag. Okay. And within this title, I could actually name anything. For example, I could name it as, let's say, my first website. Okay, you could name it as anything. So let me tell you what this title means is, for example, whenever you will open any new tab, let's say on your browser. So as of now, you could see I am on the REPL and I am getting this name on this tab, that is basics of week 2 REPL. So whatever you will write in the title section, in the title tag, that would actually appear here. So once you will render this HTML file, this my first website will get shown here. This is what title means. There can so many other tags that could be added in this head tag, but we'll go into those things later on. For now, we are just adding a simple title tag, and after that comes the body tag. So this body is actually the main thing, or actually the most important tag in an HTML document, where we will actually write all of our content. So I have created a body, and now whatever I will write here, that would actually get rendered onto a web page, right? Whenever you want to render it. So for example, I could write here, hello, this is the first web page of my website. Okay, maybe I could write it this way. Now we have created an HTML page here. Sorry, Cab, I didn't get your question. Sorry, I just saw your question. While creating REPL template shall be Python or HTML. Can you please elaborate it? Hi, Adarsh, am I audible?
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think
Abhishek.
it's about the REPL, sir's asking. What REPL you should create?
Okay, which language you should select? Yeah, so I guess I mentioned it in the beginning that you could choose anything. We are using here Python, as we'll be using the HTTP server in order to render these web pages. But if you want to start with HTML and CSS, where you will not be required to initiate that HTTP server, so you are free to do that also. And if okay, no issues. If someone of you want to try that as well, maybe we could demonstrate it also. So yeah, now since this thing is done, we have actually created a very basic layout of an HTML page, of an HTML document, and we have written just a single line content, that is hello. This is the first web page of my website. So we are done with it. Now, can anyone tell me how can I make this index.html file to be rendered on the browser? How can I see the HTML output now?
We have to write some code on the main.py.
Okay, why do we need code on main.py? Can someone tell me?
So that it runs the index.html. I mean, on the Replit main.py is the page through which things are executed.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I have created a Python project, and I also got this run button along with this project. But whenever I will try clicking on this run button, I won't get anything. The reason is that this run button is only working for this main.py file. That means whatever code we will write here, that would get that would be executed, and the output would be shown here on the console. But somehow we need to write some code here that could trigger our index.html file so that it can get rendered on a web browser screen. So can someone suggest me what type of code shall I write here?
You can create a web server using our import HTTP.
Okay, yeah, we could do that. So now, if most of you remember that in the week one, we just use the command python -m http.server in order to initiate that web server, right? But here we may need to invoke some functions from that HTTP server class in order to render our web pages. So can someone suggest me an easy way? Maybe those who have watched the tutorial, they might be suggesting that we should write this code here. Can anyone else suggest me a better way? Anyone? Okay. Okay. So I hope you remember once when I was explaining about the different sections of this user interface screen, I mentioned about this shell tab also, right? This shell tab just acts as a simulation for a Linux-based terminal. So we could actually write the same command, that is python -m http.server here, and this would actually create a web server for us. So let me try that. Python -m http.server. Now once I will hit enter, so you can see that it has already embedded a small browser screen onto my REPL, and it is also showing the output that I was expecting from my HTML document. But here is one thing that I want to suggest all of you, that this http.server will only render the index.html file, right? If you don't have the index.html file, you won't get the output that you are expecting. So the first page, the home page of your website, must be named as index.html if you are using this HTTP server. So this is one of the easiest way you could initiate that web server here. And if you don't want to do it this way, you could write some Python code here also. I hope you can go through the tutorial. We won't be doing it here right now. So this is the very easiest way that you could do this thing. Now, if I will get back to my index.html, okay, do anyone has any confusion here? Anyone has any confusion? Okay. Whatever we have done, is it clear to all of you?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's clear till now.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if we use another name instead of index, then this will not run, right?
You won't get the output that you are expecting. Render a different thing.
Sorry, sir, your voice is breaking.
What's the problem? Okay, so what I'm saying is that if you won't use the same name, the special name index.html, it will render a different kind of output that you would not expect. I would suggest you to please try this thing out and see what kind of output you are getting there.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, well, I have added simple content here, whatever it is. Hello, this is my first web page. Let me just close this web server. Now, what will I do is I will try to add a link that will actually redirect us to a different HTML page. So can someone suggest me which tag shall I use in order to add a hyper reference onto my HTML document? Hyperlink.
Link.
A tag before.
A href equal to.
Very good. So we can use the anchor tag, right? So anchor tag is used this way. We just need to write the A, and I have to provide some text that will appear on our web page, and that would be clickable. That means you will be able to click on that text. For now, if I will go there, you could see that I am not able to click on this text, right? You could see my pointer style has been changed once I am hovering on this text. But once I will hover on a hypertext or on an anchor link, it should get changed into a different pointer type. So let's say I would right here click. Okay, or let's say click here, and I would close this A. So do you think will it work? Will it redirect us to a different HTML document?
No,
No. Why?
we need a address.
Definitely, we need an address here. And how can we specify that address?
Using the href.
We could use the href attribute. Very good. So what address we need to provide there? We need to provide the path of the file that you want to be redirected to.
There can be three you can provide. Yes.
Sorry.
The path we can provide the three-way. We can also provide the complete address or hard-coded address or the relative address.
Yeah, definitely. That's up to you. But for now, since we are creating all of the HTML files in the same directory, so I will just be using the file name, right? I won't be using the absolute or the relative, right? I'll just say that I am creating a one more file here, index, and let's say, okay, let's say second.html. So what I want is that once a user will click on this click here, hypertext, the user should be redirected to a file named second.html. So do you think this will work this time?
That file should be there in the directory.
Definitely, the file should be available in the same directory on which we are working on. So index.html is here in the root directory itself. So we will have to create one more HTML file that should be named as second.html in the same directory structure. So I'll just create a new file, second.html. Okay. And instead of writing it, I'll just copy the content. And I can change some text here. Let's say I could write you are redirected to a different page. Okay. All right. So we are done. We have added an anchor tag here on our main home or index.html file. And we have also created that file that we want the user to be redirected. What we will do now, we will again initiate the HTTP server using the same command in the shell. So you could see here that I am getting this text, hello. This is the first web page of my website, and I am getting this hyperlink. So now you could observe the difference. When I am hovering on the text, observe my pointer position, or sorry, the pointer style. And once I am hovering on this, see, observe, it is telling us that it's clickable. We can click on it and something will happen. Some event will get triggered. We don't know what will happen. Let's try clicking on it. So we clicked on it. You could see that now we are being shown this text. You are redirected to a different page. And this thing is telling us that we have been redirected to the second.html file. And here also in the terminal or in this shell, you could see that it sent a request to this second.html. And that's why it got rendered on a web browser screen. So here this web browser is actually flexible. If you want, you may increase the size, you may drag its edges, either way you want to. So that actually depends on you, how you want to work with it. And you could also use this open in a new tab button. and this will actually get open in a new tab on your system. Now you could see here that I am getting my first website here, right? Why we are getting this? Because this we have used in the title tag, right? So we are getting it here, and if I will click here, this text will remain same. However, the content on this main page, this will get refreshed and this will be changed to something else. I clicked on it and see, I am getting a different content this time. Okay, so this is just to give you a basic familiarity with this tool here, with this Replit tool. How could you work with Python projects? You could easily initiate the servers and you could render your HTML files. But please remember, use this server for rendering static web pages only. Okay, this might be ideal for maybe for get or head request only. Might not be suitable for post and some other types of requests. Okay. So does anyone has any other query regarding this basic thing? How do we create HTML files? How do we render them? And how can we get output on a get opened on a new tab of our browser?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if I wish to see click here button in a second line, then what I have to do?
Sorry, if you need to
click the click here option in second line instead of first line.
I am not getting your point.
I got
under index.html file.
Okay.
Yes. If I wish to see that click here option in second line instead of first line.
Yeah, you could use the break line tag here. You could use BR.
Okay, sir.
I'll just close it. I'll open it again. Okay, so you are getting it in a different line.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Instead of opening and closing server, sir, we can run also directly.
Yeah, you could refresh that. Yeah, definitely you could do that.
No, top button is there, no green color run.
Sorry?
The green color button is there, no run. So yes, after running, it's working fine.
You are asking for this one button?
Yes, yes. So after running, it's execute.
Okay, suppose I click here and I click on this run button. Okay, so
no, I'm telling that if something we change in the HTML, no?
Yeah.
So instead of running the server again, simply run also, that's work.
Yeah, you could even refresh this page. That's fine.
Okay.
Well, yeah, anyone has any other issue? These basics or with this basic familiarity? Yeah.
Sir, how can I attach a photo in this website?
Yeah, we'll come on it. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
We'll follow a structured manner.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I just wanted to know that if anyone has any familiarity issue now with this Replit, how can we use it for this course? How can we use it in order to render HTML files? How can we add new files and anything else? Okay, I guess we can. Yeah.
Sir, when we click on the click here button, it's using the same directory path, right? It's not opening in a new tab.
No, it's not opening in a new tab. No.
Okay.
Well, this could be done as well. If you want the new link or the output of the link to be opened in a separate tab, this could be done also.
How, sir?
Yeah, there are some attributes you could use blank there. We'll come on it later. Okay, we are trying to follow a structured manner, so we'll try to come up on it. All right. So, others, shall we start with that statement?
Yeah, we can go ahead.
Well, I am expecting that my screen is visible to all of you.
Abhishek, can you show the other one, the latest one, this one, Markdown?
Okay, this is not the updated one. Okay, just a minute. Just give me a minute, Adarsh. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I hope my screen is now visible, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes, it is.
Okay. So, well, this is a small task for all of you. Means we'll start with a very few basic formatting, that how you should go about writing a small, or maybe a very basic HTML page. So what you need to do is you need to create an information web page about yourself. Some of the instructions have been listed here. Maybe you could read all of these instructions once. Yeah, okay, we could use target attribute here. Okay.
Can we see, sir, this question in my replit?
Okay. Well, I guess someone was asking that how can we add the image, right? I just wanted to address that, as we require you to add images here. So for adding an image, firstly, you should have an image available, right, in the root working directory. And I'm saying that I don't want to add any relative or any different kind of path. I just want to, take the image and put it here. Okay, how could I do that? Firstly, I will have to upload some image onto here in my root directory. So maybe I could try adding one. Let me see what I can do.
Sir, I use that image directly, the link of the URL link. It is fine.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. Definitely, that's fine.
Okay. In the project also, we can do the graded assignment.
In the graded assignment, we will suggest you to please, keep those images into the local directory.
Okay.
Okay. So I have just let me just name it as img1. So I have renamed my image as img1 here. This is a sample image file. You could use any. And what I will do is I will go to my index page, and I am gonna add one more tag in order to embed this image into my web page. The name of the tag will be img tag. Okay. And okay, can someone tell me which attribute shall I use in order to specify the file path, the image path?
SRC source SRC.
Okay. Okay, what shall I write here?
Yes.
I could simply write the name of my image file here. And So img is a self-closing tag. You could do it this way also. Well, is the server still running? I hope so. Yeah. So you could see now I am getting this image also, and yeah, I am getting this link here on the bottom right, if you could see. And if I will refresh it here, okay, we may need to go back. Yeah, so you could see here, this is our text, this is the image. For now, this image is taking the default size, whatever it is. We could basically change those attributes as per our requirements. And at last, we are getting this link. Others, is there anything else that needs to be addressed before we go on to that problem statement?
I guess I'm assuming that like people have idea of lists. So if that is there, then we don't need to. Otherwise, you can simply give an example of list ordered and unordered.
Okay, okay. How many of you don't know about the list here? How can we create lists in HTML? Okay.
List in HTML means, sir?
The ordered list, the unordered list. If you need to show some information with the help of bullet points.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I can see 4 raised hands here. I think others we can do that. One take. Yeah, OL tag, yes.
Yeah, so like, do you want to show it now, or can we go ahead with the?
Won't take much time. For now, I'm.
Abhishek, there is a break in your voice.
Yeah, others, is it okay?
Yeah, now it's audible. So what you're suggesting is you want to like give an illustration now, or carry on with the markup.
Well, I can actually see only 4 raised hands here. I am not sure about the others if they already know about it.
Oh, okay.
So it would be better.
Yeah, so
if you
yeah,
could,
maybe, yeah, no problem. Maybe you can give a small illustration.
well, whenever we want to, present our information in a structured manner with the help of bullet types, with the help of numberings, like, so you could always use some lists in HTML. Now, lists are basically of 2 types. One is the ordered list. The other one is the unordered list. So if you talk about ordered list, so here, you will be getting the points in the form of, let's say, first point, second point, third point. If we talk about unordered list, you will simply get bullet points or some other type of special icons like circles, squares, some other kind of things. Okay, so we'll be taking example of both of them. So let's start with an ordered list. In order to create an ordered list, we have to use a tag called OL. I guess someone was also already mentioning it in the chat. So we will be using OL tag, and we'll close this OL tag. So whatever list we want to create, we have to create that list within this element, within this OL opening and closing tag. Now, how shall we define that this is actually one element, the other one is actually one element? Do we need to write something like, for example, if I will write hi, I am assuming that the HTML interpreter will automatically take it as the first element, and the one that I will write it in the next line, let's say hello, it will take it as a second element. Do you think will it happen?
No, sir.
No, it won't happen. So for defining the elements of these lists, we have one more tag, that is list index, li. So you have to use li, write the content of that point, whatever it is, and then just close it. Okay. In the same way, for the second point, or the second point, just use one more li tag, write the content, and again close it. If you want, you could create as many as list indexes as you want. Let's just create 3 as of now. Okay. So see, what I'm doing here is I am creating an ordered list. That means the output that will I get on my web page will actually be ordered in some way, and these will be the elements of that ordered list. So let's see how will this look in actual. So you could see I am getting an ordered list like this. Okay. Hi, hello, welcome are the 3 elements in that list. If you want, you could even provide some headings. For example, there are a number of ways you could provide headings in your HTML page. There is actually a hierarchy of heading tags in the HTML that starts with H1 that ends at H6. So H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. You could use any element out of those in order to create headings. For now, let's say I am using H2 here, and I will write an ordered list, and I'm closing it here. Okay. So if I will refresh it again, so what happened? Just a minute. Okay, I forgot to put the closing tag. Yeah, so you could see this is my heading. And by the way, am I audible, Adarsh?
Yeah, Abhishek, you're on.
Yeah, so you could see this is my heading, and this is the content within that heading. Is it
Abhishek, your voice is breaking.
How can we create ordered list?
Yeah, it's breaking, Abhishek.
Adarsh, is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Well, okay, I just want to ask anyone, sorry, all of you, if any one of you has any doubt for creating the basic ordered list on an HTML document.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Yes, Sushmita,
Yes,
please
sir.
go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, what will be happen if we use H1 instead of H2?
Well, the size of the text will become more bigger.
Okay, only for size.
As of now, you can understand the size.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a complete hierarchy. I said H1 to H6. So as you will move downwards, you will see that the font size will start getting decreased, right?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in line 12, what you did, is it called commenting?
Yeah. I have made it a comment so that the interpreter, the browser will simply ignore this statement.
Then, sir, /* is also commenting.
Sorry?
In the assignments, there is a question like, which one is this commenting in the HTML? The option, I did this option, but it said /* through that, instead of those closing angle bracket and opening angle bracket, it showed the option /*.
You might be seeing that question for CSS. CSS has a different styling. Sorry, a commenting style.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So yeah, means well, that reminds me of one very good point. So here on REPL, if you want to comment any line, or this functionality may be provided by some other code editors also, you could simply use the control plus / from your keyboards. We don't have to write this angular bracket, exclamation mark, hyphen, and at last. See, if you want to select a high portion of code, you could simply select it, just press control /. It would be commented. For uncommenting it, just press it again. So this would be actually easier for you. All right, so I showed you about the OL. Okay, so I showed you this for an OL. Now just see what will happen if we will change this O to U. OL stands for ordered list, while UL stands for unordered list. So I changed it to UL. Let's see. See, this LI will remain same. The list index, it would remain same. Now, what will happen? That 1, 2, 3, you won't be able to see it now. Since it's an unordered list, you won't be able to differentiate on the basis of numbers or some other kind of alphabets. We'll look into those later on. But as of now, you could understand unordered list means you will get only circles or squares or something like that. Well, any issue with ordered and unordered list?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, as many time I refresh my page, the order will be changed or it will be same?
No, order will remain same.
Okay. Only it's not showing the number.
Yeah, it
1, 2,
won't
3.
show you the number. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyone else? Okay. Others, do we have any other thing other than lists?
No, I guess this is pretty much it. So now I guess we have given each and every tool that is required to do the following assignment. Okay. So a small task that will be assigned to you. Have to read carefully and then go on with making an HTML file. Okay.
So,
these bullet points like solid disk and all are further can be made into solid square or
yeah,
hollow
that
square.
could be done. That could be done. Yes. Well, the CSS required for lab assignment, of course, we cannot discuss the exactly same, but please, if you have any issues, please let us know.
Can I ask some question regarding sir lab assignment?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. The first thing is that sir was telling that only we can use how much tag is mentioned. So we are using the basic HTML tag, doc tag, all thing, no? Header tag. Okay, so can we use the head tag or the meta tag?
Well, Kumar, so I guess this query has already been addressed in the last session. Actually, the restrictions is there for the tags that you are using inside body.
Inside body, okay.
Yeah. Of course, you will have to use some other kind of tags to link your CSS pages, your style sheets. Yeah,
in the head tag, we can use title, everything.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, and another thing is, sir, the table tag is not generating the border by default.
Okay.
And we are not able to use the CSS in the first assignment, HTML assignment. So it is coming without border. So, but in the graded assignment, it was showing that with border.
So you will have to figure it out somehow. How can you do it with the help of HTML only?
Oh, with the help of HTML only. Okay, okay.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. You are
okay.
not allowed to use CSS by any means in the first assignment.
Yes, so I have to do border with the only help of the HTML.
Correct.
Okay, okay, sir. And one thing also, sir, in the resume, the page is not understanding what's actually he want to say that. So can you explain that what's he want to make us that
Can you please give me a
in the
pointer? What are you?
yeah in the HTML assignment there is a resume.html page. So what should be the content on the clicking, how it should work? So not getting. So can you detail that? What's meaning of that?
So what actually happens is, for example, I am clicking a link, like
Mhm.
a file might get directly downloaded into my system if I have already, selected my root or maybe the default download directory. It is to be of downloads folder. So, but my system will do, it will automatically download that file, right? But if it's not been set, what will it do is it will open a window dialog box. Right? It will open a dialog box. It will ask me where you want to save it.
Okay, so just after clicking, it will open the dialog box, only that much.
Yeah, or if you have a configuration, you have your default download directory set, it should directly download into that into your system.
Okay, okay, fine. So I don't have to keep anything because after downloading option, something is going to download. So I don't have to write any. I don't have to keep any file in my folder like a resume.csv or something.
Well,
Only
if
my
you
work, only my work is to open that the some local folder, window folder
no,
after clicking
no,
on that.
you have to create that the given link in a way that it should automatically download that file onto your system if the default download directory has already been set. Else it should ask for that location where you want to save it, and once that is given, it should download that file.
But what should download, sir? So that I have to put on my server, no?
That file, whatever resume you are trying to download, that should also reside in the root directory of your submission.
So I have to some resume folder file should be there.
Yes, yeah.
In any format.
Yeah, and yeah, of course, you are not supposed to give your own resume, your personal resume. That's not recommended.
Okay, got it. Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So while doing the assignment, there is a page called mark sheet, academics page.
Yeah.
So we have to provide the same number of rows what you have given us.
Yeah.
We cannot change it, right?
Yes, you could vary the subjects, you could vary the marks, but the number of records should remain same.
Okay, and the resume we can give any page for download, right?
Any proxy, yeah.
Okay, and we have to create two assignments separately. One for HTML page, which we cannot use CSS, and the same web page we have to use CSS, so we can copy that and add into that folder the CSS file. Is it? Hello, sir.
Can you hear us? I'll have to call in.
I didn't get your point, what you are trying to make here.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Can you repeat your question? That's what we are.
For the assignment, we have to create two websites, one without CSS and one with CSS, right?
Yes.
And so we have to remain with the given font size and not aligned with center. Whatever you have given us, we have to do the same. Is
Yeah,
it?
if the HTML, the number of tags are same, if everything is same, you can use the HTML you have created for the assignment one. There is no issue.
And with the same website, we can copy those files and put into another folder, and we apply to CSS that.
Yeah,
right?
yes. And one thing everybody should keep in mind that you will have to use only external CSS.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And we have to only zip those folder and
Yeah.
submit to the link.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please note that means when you will convert your submission files into that zip, please follow some instructions as been mentioned in the assignment also, that all of your files must reside in the root directory. Okay, you should create your zip file in that.
Okay, sir.
You should not be, I would say, putting all of your files in a folder and then convert that folder into a zip. That should not be done.
And the images that we have to put, where can we download them? Should we screenshot them?
Sorry?
The images you have given us to put into the website.
Yeah.
I am unable to download that. Should I have to screenshot them?
Yeah, you could screenshot, you could crop. Yeah, you could do it either way. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Sir, hello.
Is that link not working? That download link?
No, sir. It is suggesting me to go at the right, at the down of the PDF and showing those two images only.
Yeah, maybe what you could do is just right click there. You will get an option save image as. Then you could save that file into your system. Okay, you could try that.
No, sir. It is not available, I think.
It's a link, I think. It's a link. There is a question. I mean, this question has been addressed on Discourse also. The image to download is a link, but it's not working. Is that correct?
Yes, it is not working.
And we'll get back to you.
Okay.
Also, sir, there's in CSS assignment we have box model and stuff like that, but in lectures we have not been taught. So, what should we refer for doing that assignment? The box model, particularly.
You can search on the internet. I mean, it's available.
And also, but the internet is showing like certain, I can say, stuff which is also not taught in the assignment. So is it okay if we add external stuff? Like, I don't want to say the answers, but some tags which are not used in lectures and tutorials, but they are necessary for that particular alignment or something. So can we use them, or will they deduct marks?
I would say all the text that should be added has been given in the assignment.
Yes, but those are just the HTML tags, right? I'm talking about the CSS, the border, other attributes. I mean,
or the assignment too. I mean, the CSS assignment.
Yes, CSS assignment.
Okay, so other than that, I mean, the tags which are given, you cannot use the HTML tag, but you can use the CSS. I mean, you should have to, you will have to write the rule for the CSS. Huh? I mean,
I am not getting this question actually, but you are trying to ask.
There is no tag in CSS. The tags are in HTML.
No, not the tag. Sorry, I meant the attributes, like suppose border and align and stuff. I'm talking about, can we use, because there are no mention about that, right? So we can use any number of.
That you are free.
Yeah, you are free to do that. Yes.
So we just have to bring that output which is shown in the assignment. We can do it however we want in CSS.
Yes,
definitely.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, but you need to use the standard CSS, right? You are not allowed to use any kind of framework, any kind of library.
Yeah, standard. I'll just search off the net and the standard CSS.
Yeah.
Basic attributes. Thank you.
Okay, and one more thing I will like to say that don't use the combinators. Like you are only allowed to use the simple selectors, like the ID selector, class selector.
Yeah, Narendra, that's been mentioned in the assignment problem statement.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. And also for CSS assignment, under contact page, there is the option for copyright. So the copyright will show anything or take it to a new link or something, or it will just like a word.
Copyright, where are you referring to? In resume page?
No, sir, contact page.
In which assignment? HTML or CSS?
CSS.
Which is copyright here? That is there on the bottom of the screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is there for each page. It's not only there for contact us, it's there for each page.
Oh, yes, yes. So it will just like a word, right? It will not.
Yeah, it's a
link.
text. It's a text. It's not a link.
Yes, yes. Okay, sir. And sir, the every text and that will be only for left side of our page, or we can create it in middle or anything we want. Like contact us, this thing.
Okay.
That will also be same as shown in the format, right?
Yes.
We can't made it in middle of our page or anything.
No. You are not allowed to.
Okay, sir. And with the color also.
Yeah. You just think that you will have to create a page which looks exactly like that. That
Okay,
is
okay,
given
sir.
there. Yeah.
Okay, sir. And sir, also we can't use our main contact address.
You shouldn't be doing that.
Okay.
Well, to avoid or basically to remove all of these ambiguities in this CSS assignment, that's why we have given the whole page screenshot. Because here you could use any styling. So in order to avoid any kind of ambiguity, if it is center lined or if it is that thing, that's why we have provided the screenshot for the whole page. So it is yeah, perfectly been shown which is center aligned, which thing is not, so that you could decide.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
And sir, what is the
Abhishek?
Sorry,
Sorry to interrupt. While you take the doubts, can we present the screen so that others who don't have doubt can start working on the task?
Yeah, that's we can do this. Let me share. Yeah, please you continue, please. Yeah, asking your doubts.
Sir, what is the approx submission date for this assigned lab assignments? Is it the same as 19th as?
It's 19th of September as of now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Is that the submission link? When will be it will be enabled?
We are working on it. We'll make it available as soon as possible.
Okay.
So, well, I hope you all are able to see my screen. Maybe you could read the first 4 points at least. These are basically the crux of what you need to do. Well, you just need to write an HTML file that will display a name of your name on the top and a picture. Now that picture doesn't mandatorily to be yours. You could put any sample picture there, right? So okay, so the name should be displayed below your profile picture, right? It should not be the before the image. The name should be displayed after that, and then after that you have to write a small paragraph about you. You could write any information, your hobbies or whatever you want to show. Just keep it in a paragraph formatting type. I guess that should be a good task in order to start with. So you have to create a page that consists of an image with your name and a simple introduction about yourself. Yeah, for that screenshots, maybe you could take it from the PDF provided, or could do it either way. By the way, is the problem statement understood to all of you?
Hello, sir. Is it audible? Sir, am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, yes, you're audible.
Sir, I'm having one doubt.
Okay.
In the same statement, the problem statement, if I want to align the name exactly at the center of the image picture, can you please explain how can we do that?
Yeah, okay. Can you please start
Right
with this
now,
web page as of now?
Yeah, I started, I did it, but the name is aligning on the left-hand side. I want to get it in the center. That's what I'm asking.
Okay. You could use the align attribute. You could use
Okay,
align
sir.
attribute and can keep its value as center.
Yes, sir. I will try it. Thank you.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
In the lecture video, the last question is there, the last assignment is there, or last video of the week 2. How much theories are taught, and the question is completely different. So if I have a previous knowledge, I can solve it. But if I try to solve based on the lecture, it's hard like that. What's the shorthand tagging, the styling, and the way of writing in the serial wise.
Are you trying to compare it with the questions, the activity questions, practice questions?
Yeah, activity question. Yes, sir.
So the idea is the same. Right? We want you to explore the things on your own. That's why, of course, means everything cannot be covered with the basic HTML in the lectures, right? It's not possible to cover all of those things in the lecture itself. So that's why we
Okay.
have provided to frame some questions on such topics which we think are will come into the basics. So that will also encourage the self-learning among all of the learners. That's what
So
the
I have
idea is on this course. A lot of learning has to be done.
Okay. So, but what I want that if something we want to go in the depth of that, no, how the CSS actually work, and that how overcome each that overtake means I want to overwrite somewhere and something. So little bit, and what is the and why that system matter means if I'm writing border, some pixel, then the type, then color, no, why this order matter, why not reverse order work, and why? So what is the logic behind making some order in the CSS? Why not randomly I can give the solid, pixel, and the type, or the color?
Because it's a standard, right?
So is that any reason, logic behind that, or simply that I have to just remember?
Try to answer your question in a maybe slightly different way. For example, can you give me an example for a shorthand property?
Yes, you are asking, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, like that margin.
Margin.
So margin left.
So, well, margin can be defined in many ways. So let's keep apart the margin. Let's take the border, right?
Yeah, border. So
Well, I am not sure. Means if it's a graded question, I have to confirm once. Yeah, Narendra Adarsh, is it a graded questions? Question, one of the graded question. Border shortened property.
I'll have to check. Others?
I don't like. I'll just check and come back. Okay.
Well, let me just try to make you understand that what the whole idea of the shorthand property is. It's not like that if you are using a shorthand, if you are not using a shorthand property, you cannot define those attributes. You can, right? What they have done is they have taken some of the properties together, which are applied to the same kind of element, right? They have defined a standard order. This is how you need to put the value of each of the property, and this time you don't need to specify each of the property names separately. You just need to use this keyword and you could provide this order.
Okay. Like object type of thing.
Yeah, for example, okay, you know about object type, so let me just try to keep it that way. For example, you are creating a class in Python, you want to create an object. Right? Now, one of the ways that you have to pass each of the values with each of the attribute name. Right? The other way is you have to pass it in the order that they have been defined in the function or method, right? The same way you could understand it as well.
Okay, I got that. And what's about that if some particular attribute is taking that 4-5 value all together, then the logic behind that being in order.
Well, yeah, it means there's nothing that you need to actually learn about it, right? These are the things that you can easily keep in your mind. For example, well, can someone confirm if margin is there in the graded portion or not? I don't think it.
No,
no,
not
It's not there. Yeah. So, do I have? Okay, let me just try to open up.
Abhishek, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, these shorthand properties are like the combination of individual properties. Like if you see the border, you can define the property border left, border right individually also. You have combined all these properties and created one property so that you can write the CSS effectively. You don't have to write 4 lines. And the order which you are talking about, the order has been defined by the whoever has created that. So we don't have control, or there is no logic behind how these things has been defined.
So, sir, questions
created, yeah.
Sir, ask question that about the logic. So that means I have to remember. Otherwise, I can't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
individual.
Should I add to that?
Yeah.
See, when you talk about a particular property, right? So the way the one you discussed here, let's say we talk about the border, and you're saying that it has to be 2 pixel and solid and red, right? So you're talking why this sequence is followed every time.
Yes.
Correct. So the thing is, the very reason for that is you're saying 2 pixel solid red. So you're not saying that it has to has a width of 2 pixel. You're not mentioning that how it should be. It should be solid. It should be dotted, right? The type you're not mentioning. Then you're not mentioning what color it should be. If I was to mention that border, okay, then then I will write about the width equals to 2 pixel, type equals to solid, color equals to red. So here you're saying that the red belongs to color, the type belongs to solid, like that you're mentioning that, right? So in that case there won't be any problem. But now that only simply giving space and writing 2 pixel space solid space red, for that has to be followed, because the compiler, whatever the browser who renders that, understand that okay, the first value that is coming to me is only the width, the second value that is coming to me is the type, the third value coming to me is color, right? So that is the reason. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir, I got it. So the thing is,
so that is the syntax, that is the syntax which has been created, and we are bound to follow that.
So for the every that short-handed property, I have to know that the list of that the sequence. I have to go in that particular order. Is it?
See, if you want to go through the entire HTML, and then you want to keep if you're saying that I want to keep in mind everything there is in the shorthand properties, that may not be possible, right? And
Yes.
secondly, you may not require all the shorthand property at the same time. The properties that we have considered giving as shorthand are those which are used extensively. So you may not come across any of other shorthand properties apart from those. If at all there is a problem that okay, this is a shorthand there is a shorthand property related to this. Now I don't remember what was that. So HTML also gives you the provision, or CSS also gives you the provision to individually give that property, right? So tomorrow, if you forget that okay, what was the sequence, was the color first, okay, was the type first, if you forget tomorrow, if you forget that, what is the best way to address that? You write type individually, color individually, sequence individually, one after the other, so it won't create any problem. See, there is foundation on, if you're using a shorthand, there is a foundation of what sequence to use. But if at all you're not using any shorthand, there is no need to worry about these things, right?
Yes, I got, sir. The time of making something working real, that we don't have to worry, because that website, the browser is itself, we can find many things. But I'm asking for the question, if it will come in the exam, so that time, like that
I mean,
one question.
this kind of question, I don't think will be asked in the exam.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll take care of that, that nothing that is coming in the exam requires some memory, right?
Okay.
You can,
Done.
yeah.
One question was there, that's why I was just asking. Otherwise, it's
No,
okay.
this question has been given so that you explore by yourself, because this is how
Okay.
your life going to be. If you are becoming the web developer, you'll have to search for things.
Okay. Completely
Yeah,
got
so
it.
you will encounter these type of question only in activity and practice, because that's where you need to know, okay, there is something like shorthand property exists. Do I need to know that every time? Do I need to know the sequence? Not necessary.
Oh, now I got both logic. Why it is coming in activity and what is the shorthand, both sides. Thank you. And one last question, sir, I want to ask. So suppose some attribute has that more than the 5-6 shorthand property. So is it then we can, in the same attribute, we can write 5-6 value after a space by a space. That's meaning that shorthand mean?
Yes, as long as the sequence is right.
Okay. Okay, done. Thank you.
So are you guys working with this web page creation?
You are asking a question?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, someone was saying that they have already created the web page. Was asking, but how
I have also created
line that
Yes, sir, it is done.
I have also done it, but only one query I have. Is there is this condition that the qualification should appear, I mean, latest first and I mean in that order. So is there any specific way to do that, or one has to hard code that way in the web page? HTML page.
No, see when Abhishek was talking about the list, right? So he all had the authority to write what the list index was, right? So whenever he gave a list index, that was his authority, what I should write here. So it completely depends on you what you have to write. Okay, so to make everyone okay write in the same format, we have mentioned that to write the latest first. And also we follow this anywhere when we talk about resume. We follow this trend of writing the latest qualification.
I
So
thought,
it
I mean,
depends on
there
you.
was some logical condition that even if the list is like, suppose I'm creating a table of qualifications in the ascending order, it should appear in a descending order. So that's
Then
why
you
I
can
asked.
do that, but that brain, the HTML does not have, right? So you have to hard code it.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, yes.
So these three dots, sorry, bullets, that is after the note that you have written, name and profile picture should be in a first div. Can you explain this part? This I'm not getting. I did
Okay.
it. Please.
Okay.
Could
Yeah.
you please
Okay. So
elaborate?
see the basic.
Shall I take this?
Sorry. Hello.
Abhishek, your
Ah, yes,
voice
sir.
is breaking. Yeah.
Yeah, Adarsh, shall I take this?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So now what I have done here is I have put all of the content directly into the body tag. Right? All of you
Yes, sir.
can see this.
Yeah.
I
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Abhishek, your voice is breaking.
this
So whoever was asking this question,
Sir.
you were asking about how, I mean, why we should use div tag. Is this correct?
I want to know how to define this and do it. What I did in the same fashion the sir has explained, in body only I created it.
So I mean, sometimes what you need to structure your contents of the page in different sections.
Okay, sir.
So what you can do, you can create different division of your content and put that content in that division.
Okay.
So we call that division, we can use a tag div to that. Let's say you are creating a web page where you are putting your information, your personal information you can keep in one section, and
Sir,
you can
how
create
visually it will appear? For example, right now here is to an order list.
You define a div tag.
Okay.
Div angle bracket. I can't write. I will write it in the chat. Okay.
Okay, sir is doing.
No, so we anyway are going to go through. Like I will be going through this everything. Okay, making a web page. So you can follow what is remaining, and then also tally that if what you are done is correct or wrong. Right.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So for the beginning, I would like to say that we use a div tags to specifically have. It's like making partitions.
Yeah.
Okay, means the content which I want in first division, for that I will add div and root div that.
Yeah. So that makes styling easier. See, everything putting in the one body, whatever you put as a styling will apply to everything, right?
Yes, sir. I got.
So you want to avoid all those confusions. So you just
the number of times I can recall this, means I can use div and root div, but do I need to give any div 1, div 2, rack p, give head 1, head 2? That is not
no.
Only straightforward div and root div.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So what happens is if you are keeping your content directly into the body tag, and later on, let's say you want to change some styling for that content. So what you will have to do is you have to change the styling for the whole body tag, right? For the whole content written in that body tag, and that would actually cause a problem, right? There might be some other content that is written inside body tag, and you don't want to change that.
Yes, sir.
So that time it will create a problem for you. So what we usually do is we keep all of our content in some sections as others mentioned, right?
Okay.
So that later on, whenever you want to make any change in the styling, that won't actually cause that won't be a problematic issue for us.
Okay, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
So if all of you are done creating this web page, are all of you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, may I see how many people have already completed writing this web page, the first one? Okay. Yeah, whoever has completed this, can you please raise your hands? Okay.
Which web page, sir? Whatever you was creating?
Yeah, the first page, the basic index.html page with the image, with an image, with your name and with a small information about you. Along with that, you have to add a hyperlink to a different page that will show your qualification.
I have created the exactly what you created. So. Yes, yes.
Okay. So the problem statement is something like this, where you need to create an HTML page that will display your profile picture. Of course, you don't need to put your original one. You could put any sample page, the name, and after that, you should write a small paragraph about yourself. Okay, whatever you want to mention. That page should also have a hyperlink, a hypertext that should redirect to a different page. And what should be mentioned on that different page? Your qualifications, which should be provided in the numbered list. You could ignore this latest first as of now if you want to. And the next list is gonna be a unordered list where you will mention each of your hobby with the help of separate bullet points, right? Is it clear?
Yes, yes, clear.
So is there anyone who is facing issue while doing this work? Yeah. So please let us know if anyone is facing this issue. We will address it here. Okay, so these two raise hands are for the ones who have completed, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, are you going to cover some part for CSS?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Well, Adarsh, do you want to illustrate then? How shall we go about it? Or shall we directly move to the CSS part?
I think we can work with HTML first and then again give this instruction for CSS later, and then they can work on CSS.
Okay.
Basic HTML should be ready, right?
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess I can start illustrating the HTML, because if there are any doubts here and there, they can be covered instead of addressing each of them individually.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yes. Let's go. So shall I stop sharing, Adarsh? Would you like to?
Yeah, okay.
Adarsh, you're on mute.
Yeah. Just a minute. So is my screen visible here?
Yeah, yes, it's visible.
Okay, so
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, will you please once again mention that command to run the server in the shell?
Yeah. So I'll start with creating a REPL, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so whatever we mentioned before as the instructions were only the HTML, okay? So we'll first try to create the HTML file and then move on to CSS. So we'll be following the same pattern. We'll give you another set of instruction which would address the CSS aspects of it, okay? And before that, I'll just create the HTML file for the pages accordingly, which we have given, and then we can move ahead, okay? So first I'll start with creating a REPL, okay? And this is a Python REPL, definitely. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible, Adarsh.
Okay, maybe I'll just zoom in a bit. Okay, so I'll create a Python REPL first. It will be SWI It stands for solve with instructor. Okay. HTML. Okay, so this looks familiar, right? Okay, and since we are working with HTML, I'll create an HTML file with the name index.html. Okay, so first we'll try to create the HTML file for the first page of our web information, right? So we'll start with the declaring of what kind of HTML page it is, which is to do that we'll write doc type HTML. See the order, the capital letters is not essential here. And with that, we have also initiated the HTML tag. Okay, so this says that the following file, the HTML file is HTML5 compliant. Okay, so what are the basic structure of an HTML file? It has a head. Okay, so I'll start and first end and head tag. Okay, so it is suggesting me, which is a good thing. Okay, and the next thing that follows is the body tag. It should suggest, yeah. Okay, I have a head and body. Okay, and now as I mentioned, as it is mentioned in the instructions that whatever information that we are creating should have 3 div tags. Okay, so this is this is beneficial from the styling point of view. Okay, so the importance of this will be clear to you later on. For now, we'll just create.
Adarsh, can you also use the root HTML tag?
Sorry?
Yeah, you haven't put the HTML tag. Can you use that?
Yeah. Yes. So it is actually initiating would suffice. We'll just put it. Okay, so we'll end it later on with the /HTML. So we're creating 3 div tags. Okay. To see if it. Because I've got 3 div tags, and at the end I would like to end this. Okay, so it is showing. Okay, so now the basic structure of my first web page is ready. Okay, in the head tag, like there are so many meta tags which specify the encoding, the type of character sets that you are using. We won't go into that because these are all default values. So we'll start with adding a title tag here. Okay, let me name this as my information. Okay, for now this is okay. I will move on to our body tag. Okay, and as I mentioned that in the first body tag should include my profile image and my name. Okay, so I'll just add the image tag. How will I add an image tag? By using this ng, and then I will have to provide the source of my file. Okay, so this is the image that I am using as my profile image, but I don't have it in the local folder, right? So I'll first add that. So how do I do that? Just go into 3 dots here, and then we can go to upload file. Okay, so this is the image that I have here. The image is in my root directory now, so it will not throw any problem. Now this should do here. Okay, so if I end my image tag here, that is fine, no problem with that. But I would also like to mention here about something, that if my image is not loaded due to some reason, okay, let's say I have a poor internet connection or any other reason, and my browser could not render this HTML file, or could render only the basic HTML tags, and it could not load the image. So what should it show as an alternative? So for that, we have this tag called alt, this attribute called alt. Okay, so this shows that what would you like to mention if there is no image. For some reason, the image doesn't load. Okay, so what I would write here. Okay, let me mention. Okay, my profile pic. Okay, this can be a simple text. So if for some reason the image doesn't load, it will show me my profile pic only. Okay, next I would go with adding my name. Okay, so for name I would use one of the heading tags. Let's say H2. So I'll start with this. Okay, my name is Adarsh. So I'll add. Okay, so we are related to IITM. Okay, so this was the first thing that I would like to do. Okay, adding my name and a profile picture in the div tag. Okay, note that I have written, I've added image tag before the name. Okay, why I have done that? Because as it is mentioned in the statement that the image should be above, or the name should follow the image. Okay, it should be after. Now I'll move ahead and I'll add some information about myself. Okay. It is also said that to add some information, you should use paragraph tag. So I'll be using a paragraph tag here. Okay, I'll just start and end it first, and then maybe add later the content. Okay, so what I'll write here, let's say the wall. Okay, I am Adarsh, and I am your instructor for, what is this course? Modern application development. Please notify me if I'm not audible or lagging somewhere. Okay, I am fond of HTML and CSS. Okay, and it's my pleasure to be a part of this team. Okay, so that is about me. Okay, and I've added that with the help of paragraph tag. Okay, that's it. So this is the thing that I wanted to add in my second div section. The third div section, it would have the link to get me into some more information. So what is the more information? About my qualification and my hobbies, right? So the more information page would load if I add a hyperlink here. And to do that, what do we need to do? We need to add an anchor tag, right? As explained by Abhishek before. So I'll add an anchor tag. Okay, and once the anchor tag is added, I need to notify that this clicking on that particular hyper reference, it should lead me to some other page. Okay, so leading to that other page, that page information is given by the attribute href. Okay, I'll say that is, let's say it is page 2 dot html. For now we don't have that, we'll be creating it shortly. Page 2 dot html, and we'll end it here. And what do we want to be displayed on the screen? More info, right? as it is mentioned. Okay, that is it. We'll end the A tag here. To end it, /.
Opening it as, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, there is a small mistake here. Is it?
After A, that
It should not be closed.
Yeah. Okay, this is a small mistake. Yeah. So you see now, as soon as I rectified this, the color of the href changed. So it says okay, so this is valid.
And the name we are writing under H2 tag. Any specific reason, or we can write it under P tag also?
See, a paragraph tag would have something. See, you can definitely mention, no problem with that. But a paragraph tag is used to mention something of 3 to 4 lines, right? If not, I would not have used 3-4 lines here. One thing. Secondly, you would later on see me using span tag here for my name. Okay, so it absolutely depends on you. And for now, if you're saying this, I can move it to H3. No problem with that. Okay, so it's not that specific. We can use any tag. Okay, so that's it. This is probably it for the my first page of the HTML, right? So I'll try to run this, but before running that, let me see what method should I use. I'll be using this only. Okay, what was that? It was Python -m http server. Okay, so it is not coming on the screen. I should have this, right? So this is the basic HTML that I could do. I could use to make the basic information as per the information given in the what we had before. Okay, so everyone is clear till here?
Yes, sir.
And was there any doubt you had which got clear in the process of making this?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, anything you did not understand, anybody did not understand, or why particularly this, why particularly that? Okay, so
That's
see,
clear, sir.
I had used H3 later on, as you mentioned. Is this specific? No. Okay, I can use anything I want. I will not use H4 and H5 because in that case, the font size would also would be less than my paragraph. Okay, I don't want that aesthetically. Okay, so I won't be doing that. I can move ahead with H2, H1. Later on, okay, so the styling of this we will go in later on. But this is what HTML provides.
Hello, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Sir, if I want to create one more page, that means
Yeah.
second page, what I have to do?
Yeah, one more page, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so for that we'll be moving forward with the new file. Okay.
Okay.
With the new file. Okay. And then I will link it, which I've already done, right? So this more info, it will not lead me to any other place. Why? Because this page2.html doesn't exist now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The moment I make this page2.html in my root directory, okay, let me make it page2.html. Okay, it will lead me to page 2 and it will render page 2. Okay, that is a different thing. We don't have anything for now, but this is what it does. Okay, so if this part is clear, I'll move ahead. Anything? Okay, so I can see a doubt why writing name in H tag and not in P tag. So I think that is clear. Okay. Should I move ahead with the next page?
Yes, please.
Okay, so in the next page, what do I have to mention? I have to mention my qualifications with latest first, right? So the thing that I've done recently would come first, and then followed by the most older things. And the second part, I also would like to add my hobbies. And third part would be to add a link. Okay, just as we added in the first page. Okay, only that thing would redirect me to the first page. Okay, so if I go to more info here, it will give me the or it will take me back to the take me to the page 2, right? So it should have a link that should take me to the page 1, that is going back. Okay, so I'll start with that now. Similar things we'll be doing here. We'll start with specifying the type. Okay, for now I'll just reduce the size because it is kind of disturbing me. Okay, so that specifies its HTML5 font, right? Okay, I'll start HTML and later on I'll end it. Similarly, I'll add the head tag.
Others, can you copy this hierarchy from the index.html?
Yeah, definitely that can be done. But we'll have to change this in our content. Okay, so okay, so I'll do this. Copy. Paste. Okay. Okay, the now here, okay, this has made my work a bit easier. Okay, we'll change the title to more info. Right. Next, again, it is also mentioned that the next 3 things which you will be having here, that is the qualification, hobbies, and the again reference link that is leading me to the previous page should be in the 3 different tags. Okay, so I'll try to follow that. So firstly, I don't want this to, so I'll delete that. I don't want my paragraph, enough of information, delete that. And this link I'll keep, I'll modify this. Okay, so in the div tag, I want the div tag, I want my qualification. Okay, so my qualification again, see again specifically, no need of using H2, but I'm using. My qualification ending H2. Okay, and my qualification has to be shown with the help of ordered list. Okay, so I'll be using OL. Okay, and I'll be mentioning the list items. Okay, you can write your qualifications. I simply copy this. Okay, I want to mention 3. So these are the qualifications mentioned in the form of ordered list. I also need to end this. Okay. Similarly, I'll do this stuff for the second part. Change here. Yeah. Okay. Again, I'm taking H2 only. Leave it as is. Replace this with hobbies. Okay. And should be unordered list. Change this context. MTech is not my hobby. Say coding. Okay, we'll do a bit of drawing, so we'll write drawing, and let's say designing style sheets. Okay, so yeah, so we can say that these are my hobbies written in the form of unordered list. Next, I would like to add an anchor tag which will lead me to what page? The first page, right? So it will be index.html, and I'm not getting any more info here, so I'll just say go back, not back. Okay, so I guess that's it, right? So if I Do I need to refresh it? Okay, we'll refresh. Again, if I go to more info, right, it is showing me my qualification, my hobbies. Note that it is an ordered list, my qualification, and my hobbies is an unordered list. And when I go back, it leads me back to my first page, right? So are you clear with this part of HTML? Any doubt?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anything you got stuck before got cleared here? Okay, so again, that the part of using H2 is completely subjective. It depends on you what you want to use. Okay, later on I'll show that while designing I'll be using not H2, not paragraph. I'll be using span. Okay, so that is it. So for now I'll stop sharing. Okay, if this part is clear, any doubt? No doubts, right? Fine. Abhishek, I think we can show the CSS part now.
Yeah, okay, Adarsh. Yeah. Just give me a minute, please.
Yeah, sure.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So these are the stylings that you need to put in the two HTML pages you just created. So the first one reads is that the profile picture, for now, it was taking the default size as it was. Now you have to put some constraints and make it take a height of 240 pixels and a width of 240 pixels also. The whole content of the web page, whatever your hobbies, whatever your qualifications, and some information about you, that should be aligned center in the web page. The font size of the name, it should be greater. Of course, we were using the H2 level heading, so that was getting greater. Of course, means that you could decide actually, but font size would you prefer? Each div tag can be represented with a different color. Now, since we have put our content in separate div tags, so you could put a background color to each of those div tags according to you. And the hyperlink provided, that should be placed after some spaces, and it should be right aligned. Right aligned means it should be there on the rightmost side of the page. It should not be on the leftmost. So is there anything that is difficult to understand for any one of you? Is there anything that is difficult for you to understand? Well, yeah, you could do that initially. If you want to use the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript project, you are free to do that. Of course, that would provide you some template code beforehand. So you are free to do that. No issues with that. So any one of you having any doubt with the CSS properties that you need to apply on the pages you just created? Okay, if no one has any doubt, can you please start styling your pages?
Yeah, so while styling the pages, go through the instructions here, okay? And then you should not keep yourself limited to these. If there is something that comes in your mind that can be added to your web page, which you think is looking good, you're definitely surely allowed to do that. Welcome to do that, okay?
Well, some of these things can be done with the help of HTML attributes, but here we are encouraging you to please do this with the help of CSS. And the preferred way of CSS, it would be internal CSS as of now. Others, would you like to add for which type of CSS they should use?
Yeah, I think you should go with external. Because in that case, I need to address one doubt people generally have with link and anchor. Okay, so I think you should go with external.
Okay. So in case if someone doesn't know how to add external style sheets or how to refer to external style sheets in your HTML pages, let me just try to show that here. You need to add one more tag in the head tag itself. The tag is the link tag. Well, maybe you could design the style sheet first and later we'll see how to refer it. Well, does anyone has any query?
Not able to figure out how to do this picture resizing.
Okay, I'm not able to resize the picture. Okay, we'll come on the box model after this. Yeah. Okay, is there anyone who is completed with the task? Who is done? So Adarsh, would you like to start or like to wait for a few more minutes?
Yeah, I think if everyone is done or stuck somewhere, I can start.
I think you can start, Adarsh. You could start sharing.
Okay. Yeah, so my reply screen is visible, right?
Yeah, yes, Adarsh, it's visible. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with the designing and the styling, and we'll start with the first page. Okay, for that, as I mentioned that I'll be using external CSS. It will be good to create a CSS file first. So I'll just use, let's say, style1.css. So this will be the CSS file that will be used to style the index page of the document. And I'll create one more, style2.css. This will be used to style the second page. Okay, so before that, before styling, before we begin to style, we will be assigning some classes and ID to individual elements because that they help in targeting the elements, right? So we'll go to our index page, and now is the time where I would say that why I asked you to create 3 different tips. Okay, so that we can address them or target them at by 3 different names. For that, I'll just go to div and add classes to it. So I'll just add class. Okay, so since this work as my header, I'll just name it as head. Okay. Similarly, I go to this thing. My name is at say body. I'll go to another one. So this is my foot. Okay. So these are the 3 classes that I've assigned, which will make me, which will help me individually assign my compartments. Okay, made by div. Similarly, I'll go to my second page, and here again I'll assign class. Let's say this is qual, stands for qualification. Okay. B stands for hobbies. This is sales, usual for. So now that I've assigned classes to each of my div element, I'll just go ahead with style. So here, let me go back to the first page. So the first thing was to have the dimension of my image, the profile pic change. Okay, so they need to be set at 240 by 240, right? Okay, so what I'll do is I will address this by image directly. So I'll go to my style one, right? IMG. Okay, so this will help me to say, okay, you can go and in the main your file, you can directly resize the image. What do I want to be? What do I want be to their sizes? I'll give it a width of 240 pixels. Okay, and, don't forget to end with semicolon. Next, I'll go with height. Is 240 pixels. Okay, so if I run this, by the way, does it work, right? Direct running. Okay, reload here. It is showing some error. Try to restart the server.
Sir, what's the command to kill it?
Control C.
Okay, sir.
Please check in index whether we linked this in style CSS.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So yeah, so that is the very valid point that you have made here. So it doesn't matter what corrections, okay, what styling that we are adding here, unless and until we link it to our main HTML, we cannot expect those changes to happen. Okay. So for that, we'll go back to our index.html and link this. And this linking of external pages, like external style sheets, let's say that it is a style sheet, or it may be a script, it may be something, it may be some other meta tag. So for doing that, we will be using a link tag. Okay, so just beneath the title, I'll add a link tag. Link. Okay, and I need to define what is the relation of this sheet with context to my document, right? So I want to give an attribute called rel. What does it say? It says that what I'm adding is a style sheet. Okay, and similarly, the way we did it in Anchor, we also need to provide, okay, where is that particular sheet, right? So we will give another attribute, that is href. Okay, what is that? We will be styling it with the help of style1.css. Okay, so this is one.
Here this rel equal to style sheet.
Yes.
Is this a particular name for style sheet, or we can
Not easy to say
omit
goodbye
this
at all.
part?
Yeah, you can omit this. There is no need to put that. Important is to put href, but it is a good practice to have this, because later on you will be also adding script, right? Let's say not in this course, but if you work on JavaScript later on, okay, so you will be adding some script. So in that case, you also need to show the relation. So that relation, how this adjoining file is related to your document. Okay, so that helps the other readers, the one who reads your code, to understand, okay, this is that, right? So for that, so this is how
Something
you
like
do.
ID and for relation.
Yeah, but ID you use it, right? You won't be using rel anywhere.
Okay.
So I'll just copy this and add this in other
There
pages.
should be style one. No? Style is only style there.
Yeah, style one. And thanks for marking that. Okay, so we'll go to my page 2, and where was it? I'll add it just below here, but here I will be using style 2. Okay, so I'll go back to my index page and try to reload it. Yeah, right, so it's working now. So this should be the size of my profile pic which I was intending. Okay, next, now I'll try to make use of the classes and classes that I've added in the div tag. Okay, so if I try to show you one more thing. Okay, see, while creating HTML, knowledge of knowing the tags and how they work is sufficient. But when you style, it is very important to know how each element is working, how much space each element is taking. Is that element a block element? Is that element an inline element? Okay, so that information is important, because then that will help you to style it accordingly. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll open a developer tool thing here. Okay, but so the problem is it will not open the developer tool for this window, this browser window. It will open the developer tool for entire Replit window, right? So this will not help us here. Anyway, so what I can do is I can move on like this only with this. So one thing that I want to add here is a font. Okay, so this simple Times New Roman font is not very appealing to me, so I'll add font, and I want this font to be added to each and everything. Okay, each and every text that is present in my style sheet. Sorry, in my HTML document. So I'll go to my style sheet and I'll add my font family. Okay, so to add a particular styling to each and every element, I'll use this. Okay, this is the representative of each and every element. Okay, and I'll add font family. Okay, see, it is suggesting me font family. I'll use font family. Okay, and now I have have one font family which I specifically used, so I'll use that only. Consider sans. Okay, and we will not forget to end with semicolon. So if I try to reload it, it should come, right? So the font is changed. Next is I want to align all my elements to be at the center, right? I want my profile pic to be at the center. I want a certain I want that the paragraph that I'm writing should have specific space. It should take only specific space and appear right at the center. Okay, so for that, what I'll do is, first of all, I need to know, okay, what type of element it is. If it is the paragraph tag, what type of element is a paragraph tag? What type of tag it is? It is a block element, right? So it is easy to give assign a width to block element. So what I'll do, I'll just use my p, this, okay, and assign it a width. Okay, we don't know now how much to assign. Let's say we'll go with it's a 500 pixel. Okay, and try to, yeah.
Can we detach that page and see the developer option?
Which one?
As you were saying that developer options earlier.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We can detach the page. There is a detach option, and then particular that page
This
we
one?
can study. Yeah, and then we can see developer option for it.
Okay, let's try this. Yeah, so if this opened, actually, I was facing some problem initially to open this. That's why I was not going to that. So yeah, so this has helped. Okay, so now we can use this. Okay, so I'll be showing you. So I'll be able to show you so many things. Yeah, so see here it shows me all the elements that are there, and as soon as I hover on one of the elements, it will highlight that particular element. So what it does by highlighting, it shows what is actually that, and each highlighting has a meaning, right? So let me tell you that later on. Okay, so first I'll go with the div tag, the first div tag. Okay, so this is where the creation of 3 div tags help. Okay, so if I go with the first div tag, it shows me, okay, it involves the profile picture and my name. The second div tag shows that, okay, there is a paragraph tag assigned within it. And the third div tag shows the more about the link of more information. Okay, yeah, so first I'll go with this. First I'll go with this. And if I try to open this div tag, I'll see that there are two. Is my screen visible by the way? Is this thing visible? What I'm showing?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So as soon as I open this div tag, I'll see that there are two elements which are in my original HTML document. One is the image, and the second one is the heading H3. Okay, and I can also come to know from here that if I hover on the image, only that particular part is highlighted with blue color, right? So what does that blue color particularly mean? That I can see from here in the right bottom. See, can you see this box?
Yes, sir.
So this is box model. This is called as box model, right? And to verify that my image is having a height and width of 240 pixels, I can go on to image and see that the image, there is, can you see the small call out? It says IMG 240 into 240.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it shows me that, okay, your image is 240 by 240. Okay, now if I go to this box model, see, if I go in the center part, let me select that image first. I want to show about the image. Okay, so if I go into center part, again there is 240 by 240 written here, right? So that is also one more representation of what is the size of that particular element that it is taking. Okay, now if I see about the other thing, that is padding, border, and margin, nothing is being shown on the main screen. Okay, also there is dash here everywhere. So this means that it does not have border, padding, or margin. It does not have that. Why doesn't it have? And by the meaning that it does not have margin, let's say, see, if I go into 240 by 240, I can see that the entire space after my blue color box showing my profile space is not highlighted, right? It is still showing white, but one can argue why it is not showing in the margin, right? So what happens is, this image tag is a inline element. Okay, so what is the property of inline element we discussed in the last session? It will take only that much space which is required to accommodate the content of that particular thing, right? So the image that we have added has 240 by 240 pixels. So the boundaries of that particular image tag is 240 by 240. It does not have any margin, it does not have any border, it does not have any padding. It has only the content, which is 240 by 240. And that margin which is not highlighted, which should be highlighted, that does not belong to my profile picture. What it belongs to, see, if I select on div, can you see the whole content? The blue color is completely highlighted, right? So that blue color is highlighted because my div is a block element, and my block element is taking up the entire space horizontally, that is occupied by the image, right? So the image occupies a height of 240, okay, and it occupies a width of 240, but the remaining space is occupied by the div element, right? And that is the reason it is not allowing anything to come towards the right. Okay, am I making you clear here?
Yes, sir. Getting it.
Okay, right. Now if I still keeping my tab on the div tag, if I go on margin, yeah, if I go on margin, it says that okay, it does not have any margin, it does not have any border, but it has content. Okay, so what I can do is I can I want this picture to be in the center, but it is taking the entire space. So what I can do it, I can simply make the use of inline property. Make the use of inline property to make it use only that much space that is required by the profile picture. Okay, so let me try. Let me do it and show you. Okay, so I'll go back to my Replit. Okay, if I go back to my Replit, I'll go to let's say I've gone to p tag, but what I want is this p tag is also denoted by the div, right? So instead of doing this p individually targeting p, I'll just go with div. Okay, so you can go with p, no problem, but I want that particular block element to be addressed here. So that's why I'm using div here. Okay, now to make this particular content in the center, I want to reduce its size. Okay, so let me, if I put 500 as width, let me see what is coming as the width of it. Yeah, here. So if I go into div, right, so it is taking up this space.
Can you refresh your page?
Yeah. Okay, so where am I? Okay, I'm at the second page. So with every div, I have provided it a width of 500, which is visible here, right? So you can see there is again a callout div.body with 500 into 57. Okay, and you can see that the content there is provided with blue color, is highlighted with blue color, and everything after that is highlighted with what did we say? This is a skin or cream color. So this is acting as a margin, right? So, but this margin is all completely towards the right? I want this entire thing to come at exactly center. So to make that change, what I'll do is I'll see to make the changes temporarily. What I can do, I can go here. See here in the element dot style. Okay, if I write here margin and put it to auto, see the entire content that I want is coming in the center. Okay, but the changes made here would not be saved in my original document. So I need to make this same change. This is just to show if you make this change, what will happen to the screen. Okay, but to make those changes permanent, you have to go to your original screen and then have to make those changes, right? So once the width is set to 500, I'll go to margin and set it to auto. Okay, and if I refresh this, I'll have this thing here. Now see, before here I did that only for the one div, right? But here I'm selecting all the divs together. So selecting all the divs together will make all the three of them, all the three divs towards the right. All right. Now I want this, my name Adarsh IITM at the center. Okay, so we'll go to that page and see what's happening. Okay, I'll reload this and see that everything has come up. So now if I go to my first div, okay, which is having the entire content being shown as a horizontal. Wait, my hello.
Yeah. I guess your voice broke for some seconds. Now it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I got a message here, error connection. That's right.
Yeah, now you're
so am I? Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, so now I want this particular part, my name, to come in the center, right? So what I'll do that, how will I do that? And this is a part of text, right? So how will I do that? I'll simply align my text to center. Okay, so how will that work? I'll just show you. So first we'll select H3 and then go to element.style and see if that works. So it shows me text align. Okay, I'll select and put it to center. So it is working, right? So this temporary change, I want to make it in my complete document. So what I'll do, I'll go to my REPL and make this change as permanent. Okay, and to make that change permanent, where should I hit? I should hit to H. Now I don't remember which H it was. It was H3. Okay, so H3. What did I do? I aligned the text to be at the center. So it is suggesting me. I'll make use of that. Right? Okay. So next.
Sorry to disturb, but in case if we had more than one headers and we want to align all of them here, so can we use all of them here, H2, H3, or we need to do it separately?
Yeah, see, there are two ways. One way, which what you mentioned, right? H2, H3, right?
Okay.
Or the other way is you provide same class to all of them. Let's say if you have 3 elements, H1, H2, H3. Okay.
Okay, means we can give them a new class and the name of the class will be same.
Same. And you then assign styling to the class.
Okay.
Okay, so you need not bother which elements are those 1, 2, or 3. It will all come to whatever styling you have provided. Okay.
But sir, how to mention a class here? As for div, we are not mentioning the class. Div are having different classes in our case.
Yeah, they're having different classes, but I'm not designing, styling them with the help of classes. See, if I wanted to assign a class, I would have simply used, let's say here. Okay, what was my class name? It was head. Let's say it's head. Okay, so I'll assign my class name with dot and class name.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
and then
before div, I have to write dot head.
No.
Okay.
Dot head, and that's it. That dot head, and then you the way you provided styling to div, in the same way you will provide styling to head.
Okay, understood.
Okay.
Sir. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I put width equals to 500 width colon 500 pixel margin colon auto, it won't make any change, right?
Yes,
it will work the same way.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. Okay. So now that we have half of our things done, we will go to putting our image towards the center, right? That is, I guess that is one thing remaining, and next thing is to put this anchor tag towards the right. Okay. Okay, so we'll go back to our HTML. No, don't need to go back to our HTML. Go with my browser. Okay, now I'll focus on image. Okay, so now my image is it is a inline element. Okay, see, I could center my name and paragraph very easily just by putting margin auto. I could do that. Why could I do that? Because they were block elements, right? So the block elements, even if the content was not taking the entire space, they were completely taking the entire space, right? In the inline element, even the content doesn't take the entire space, and the element which is there in that and the element which is having those content does not take the entire space. Okay, so what I will do is I will inherit some properties of block elements so that my inline element behave as block element, right? So that is what we were talking about in the last session. So what we'll do, I'll go to image, I'll select image. Okay, temporarily I want to add styling, so I'll go to element.style. Okay, and I'll try to change it to block. Okay, so I'll make display as block. Okay, after doing this, okay, let me disable this first. If this is disabled, and if I select on image, see how much space it is taking. No margin, no padding. Okay, and if I enable this, And if I select this, can you see there is the content as well as the margin? Okay, this is same way it happened when we did when we selected the paragraph, right? So same behavior is happening. And so what I can say is my inline element has converted to block element. Okay, and similarly, if I go to my anchor, my foot, okay, see this anchor tag is an inline element. Okay, so to convert this inline element into a block, I will again go and select, go to element dot style, and what would I do? I'll change its display to block. So if I do that and I select this, see, so the content part that was coming as a small piece of taking only more info, it has spreaded across the width of my block. And this why blue is not going beyond a certain point. It is because my anchor tag is within the div tag whose width is set to 500. Okay, so it cannot go beyond that. Right. So to make these changes permanent, I'll go back to my styling here. And what will I change here? Okay, so something happened. Huh? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Audible.
you're audible.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so here it says cannot reach your episode. Let me read.
Server stopped.
I guess you need to restart.
Okay, no problem. So I'll make these changes first. Okay, so same, the changes which I made for image and anchor are same, right? So I'll try to do them together. How to do that? This comma, right? Or I have image already written, so I'll not rewrite it again and again. What I'll do is I'll simply change its display, and let's see if I wrote display, by default it came as inline, right? So that is the default. Why? Because image is an inline element, so its display is inline, but I wanted to change it to block. Okay, this is one thing I wanted to do. Next thing, I want to make it to center, so I'll change. Now that my inline element has become block element, I can assign this property of margin. Okay, so these two changes, okay, not this, only this one, so I'll write it again. That is A. Okay, and change its display from default inline to block. Okay, and then before saving it, I want this A to come to my rightmost part. So what I'll do, I'll align this text where? To my right. Okay, so I'll try to start this. So it's working, right? So now there are several things like background color that you can add. Okay, so again, if I'm thinking to add a background color such that my paragraph, my information comes in certain different color, my name and profile picture has a different background, and the more info thing has a different background, I can do that, right? But before that, one thing that we mentioned in the requirement is that the more info should be kept after some space, right? Should be kept after some space. So there are two ways of doing that. One is I'll go to HTML, my main document, and I'll do something that is not a good practice. Add BR. Okay, so if I add to break tag, it will leave two space. Okay, something happened. Not sure.
Others, can you check if the server is still running?
One. Does it look like? I don't think so.
Actually, I'm not able to see the bottom end.
It's showing 304.
Yeah, that means it's running. It's running.
Okay.
Can you refresh again? One more time. Can you reinstantiate it again, please?
I think there is a network issue here. It's been raining. Yeah, so I guess this is working, right?
Yeah. Can you refresh now? Yes, it is working.
Yeah. So it has come down, right? So it's like adding. I've added. What did I add? I've added 2 break tags. Okay, and then which has given me a space of 2 lines. Okay, which can be very nicely seen here in the browser. Okay, so now that I have 2 break tags.
Can you refresh the screen?
Yeah.
It has not been refreshed.
Yeah, can you see 2 break tags here? If I select here one of it, right? So this is so the breaks that I'm getting is because of this 2 break tags. But the thing is, what if I did not want to move it 2 lines at a time, but somewhere between that? How will I do that? Okay, so the better practice to do this is to not change its height with the help of any break tags. We will add this with the help of styling. Okay, nothing to be done with the help of HTML. All the things that you want according to requirement should be done with the help of CSS. Okay, so we'll go back here and then we'll remove this. Okay, so I'll go into style.css. Okay, and how much I want, let me see that with the help of my browser. Okay, so if I go to here, so if I select this and I go to my box model, I can see that there is content, but there is no padding, border, or margin. Okay, so a better practice would be to add padding. Okay, so if I reload this, I will see that it has come back to my to the original place, right? So what I'll do is I'll go to the third div. I'll select it. Okay, I'll go to styling, and what will I do? I'll add padding. Okay, and this padding has to be added where? At the top, right? So I'll give it extra thing, that is padding top. And something. Okay, padding top. So for now, I'll just put 10 pixels. Okay, I think it has come some down, but if I cannot figure it out, I'll just simply click on here and can change the values here. Now, can you see that more info is moving according to my each pixel and not each line, right? So I can select that how much I want. Let's fix it to 35 pixel, okay, and make this change permanent. That has to be added not in A, but in the div. Okay, but if I do that in the div, all the like the padding will be added in all the divs, right? I want to target one particular div. Okay, and that's where my class comes in. So if I want to target where anchor tag is there, that is the div foot. Okay, and I will style it accordingly. What will I put? Padding. Padding top. How much was that set to? 35 pixels. Okay, so now if I do that, yeah, so the changes has come. Although it was there before, so you cannot see here, but that changes come, right? So see, there is also a provision of adding background color, adding borders, and playing with all those things. But this is, I think, this is a good front page or the front page of my web page showing my information, right? As a starter. Although I have not styled this one, but same thing can be used, right? Because there are 3 divs, same font family will be using, same type of anchor will be adding. Okay, if the element is block, it is very easy to make it center by simply setting a margin. If it is inline, there is one step that we need to go further by changing its display to block, right? So those things can be done. Those designing or those styling can be added similarly. So I think, I guess this styling for the second page should be added by you, right, Abhishek?
Yeah, yes, we can keep
Yeah,
them as
because
the
we are
task.
using the same type of styling, right?
So maybe we can take up the queries if they may have any.
Yeah, so
Starting
till now, if there is any doubt, something is not clear, okay, we can address to them.
Yes, sir. Sir, in that first page, that more info, how did you take it to right? That is not happening in my case. The first
Which
page, this more info, that part is there, na? More
okay,
info
yeah,
link.
more info. See,
How it
so
came to right side?
okay, yeah. So how could I take it to right side? Because I had the provision to take it to right side. Let me explain this. I'll go to my browser. Okay. See, this is the space that is taken by that element.
Yeah.
Blue. Can you do the same thing with your and tell me if this is the same space it is taking, or is it taking only that more info space?
Just 1 moment, sir. It's taking a block.
Entire block.
Block.
So are you at the div that it contains or the A anchor tag?
I added anchor tag as well and the div also. Div is having
Yeah. Div is there and A is inside the div. So I'm asking you if that div is you're like looking at the space that div is taking or the A.
Just a moment, sir. Div is taking it, not A.
So you have to see what A is taking.
A is taking the same block. Div is taking more than that. It is taking a yellow color and green color part above. It shows div foot is equal to 500 by 54. And for A, it shows 500 by 19.
500 by 19, right? So it means
Yes,
it is taking the complete. So have you aligned the text in A?
We made it auto, no, sir, in this case.
No. See, see, when I want to change my text.
Oh, okay.
That is
I
text
made
align.
that A as a text align center. Okay.
Oh, you have to take it right.
Okay, sorry, sir.
See, even in this, the original style that are mentioned in the bottom right, can you see text align towards right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that is making it right.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that. Thank you, sir. Got it.
Okay. Anything else? So there is a lot to box model, which I think will not be able to address now, but we'll definitely do that later on.
Use other things except for the div box model and the table box model given, right? For styling the pages.
Sorry, I could not hear you. Can you speak a bit louder?
Sir, can we use more styling elements like the div box model and the table box model is given? Apart from that, we need to use more style elements to style the pages, right? In the CSS lab assignment.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, so there is, see, this is a part of designing web page. Okay, we can come across designing tables. We can talk about designing forms. Okay, so there is a lot to it. The main idea to make this as a small assignment as a solve with instructor is to understand how you can use this. Now later, if I want to say I want to add a background, how will you go and do that? You will simply search at some proper, see, okay, but you know that what is the structure. Okay, I need to add this element, take that particular element, look at its display. Is it block element, is it inline element? If that things are kept in mind, you can go with any element that is coming across. Obviously it takes practice, and see, whatever I've shown here did not involve any shorthand property, for one. Second, it did not require anything that you need to learn, right? And this is Replit. Most of the modern browser that you would use would simply give you the suggestions. Here also I made the use of suggestions. So you just need to know the idea, the structure. Exact syntax is not here. Okay, anything else?
Yes, please. Anything else? Any other doubt?
Could you follow and make as it is?
Yes, I could.
Okay, so that means you have learned.
Sir, in the element section, in my case, it is showing the code as well. The code that we write now, HTML code, that is too visible. But in your case, that's not visible. Is there any extra settings for that?
You need to click on those arrows. On the top left,
So these are like, yeah, so if you open everything will be visible. So this helps you to target particular element.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right? Here our HTML file was pretty small. If we want to inspect a web page, then in that case, it's better to have those arrows close. Right?
Yes, sir. Good.
So we would not want our entire HTML file to be open. It's easy to open than to close. So in this developer console, you can see if you don't want to, if you're not getting, see if there is a confusion, if there are number of elements written here and you cannot target that, if I want to go to my name and I'm not getting where is that element, okay, simply what I can do, I can select this, okay, and go to my name, and it will show me where that element lies. Correct? So this is one way of targeting it. See, so if I go to one particular element, it will, in the HTML file, it will keep on showing me where it is, where it is, where it is, like that. If I want my name, I'll just simply click on name, and that will be highlighted. All the properties associated will be shown. Its block box model will be shown.
Once again, sir, how do you do that?
See, let me, okay, so let's say I want to go and work on the styling of more info, right? But I'm not getting where my more info is. Okay, so I'll just select this. Can you see this? The first thing.
Yes, sir.
I'll select this. Okay, and then I can go into more info element. That should be activated. If that is activated, hovering on any of the element will take you to the styling of that element. Okay, so now see, if I click on more info, all the things related where the location of that particular element will be highlighted in the HTML element section, and all the styling that is associated to that will be shown here in the right bottom corner.
Okay, sir.
Okay, anything else?
When selected, what is this equal to $0 appearing?
Where?
Whenever we select particular element, then in the bottom it is appearing like equal to $0. Yes, this one.
Okay, this one. This one.
Yes.
So
yes.
you're asking what this is?
Yes.
And I'm not sure about it. Sorry, I'll get back to you. I'm not sure, but see what it suggests is use $0 in the console to refer to this element. Okay, so if we see, let's say if I go to one more thing and then I go to this element, what will it say? Okay, so I guess if you're adding CSS in the console and you want to target that element, it will go with you will have to first write equals to $0. Okay, so but I'm not sure, so I'll get back to you with more clarity.
Okay, thank you.
It is mainly used in the console itself, means in the web developer console. So whenever you will select any element, so it would be shown corresponding to that element. And whenever you want to write some JavaScript code, so this will act as a selector, and you could target that element, and it would actually act as a last selected element that you have selected in that console.
I mean the console which is appearing towards the right of elements.
Yeah, suppose for now it is selecting that p tag, right? Now if you will go to console and you will try to write some JavaScript code targeting an element, so you could use this convention, this equals to $0. This will target this paragraph element.
Okay, thank you.
Should I stop sharing now?
Yeah, Dash, I guess you could stop sharing.
When the submission is activated, after making the completing the assignment, we need to share the repellent link.
No, you will be asked to submit the zip file mentioned in the assignment. The final output is the zip file. Yeah, so anything else?
Which can be done like using download as zip from the 3 dotted buttons.
Definitely. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So the same zip file, you could submit it on the portal by just renaming it, whatever the naming convention is given. Right?
So it is to be done in two ways, now means by HTML and by CSS.
This is to be done
in two ways, in normal plain HTML coding, and second using external CSS. Now.
Yeah. So there are two assignments for week 2. One is simply targeting the HTML. Second, you will have to submit both HTML and CSS.
Yes. So combined zip file is to be given, or separate zip files.
You will be given 2 separate submission links.
Okay.
One submission link each for each assignment.
Got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. So is there anything else?
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Yes, please.
So, is there any site or website where we can practice more and more HTML?
Yeah. Well, we are working on it. We are trying to create some content, and we'll make it available for all of the learners soon. We are working on it. Please allow us some time for that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that will surely help people like me who are doing it for the first time in their life.
Sure. Yeah. Keeping in mind, we have so many beginners here, so we are working on such things. Yeah. Any other issue? Anyone have? Okay, so in this case, if no one has any queries, I guess it's the time to wind up this session. So I would like to thank each one of you to be cooperative with us in this session. We are hoping for the same cooperation in the upcoming live sessions also.
Yeah, so this session was possible because we could see everyone like in the discourse portal and your queries, we could see that everyone was struggling with basics. So we thought of doing something from the basics. So this idea of creating solve with instructor comes from the doubt, from your doubts. So the more specific doubts you have, more specific it will be and more clear it will be for us to create more like better content, right? So I hope this session for now has helped you in making a base. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, Narendra, you have shared the YouTube link. I guess someone was asking for that. So is it okay?
Yeah. I mean, someone was asking, I thought.
No, YouTube link we always get whenever we get message from the WhatsApp IIT bot. Someone was asking for Replit link, which someone answered that it is individual Replit we need to work upon.
Okay, all right. For now, we didn't apply that collaboration thing. Just worked on the individual or private REPLs as of now.
And in Python, last term Python course, there used to be like graded assignment, and then there were certain practice assignments also. Just like that, here we have a lab assignment, which is directly, which needs to be submitted. There could be some practice lab assignments also, which will help for practice purpose, if that can be done.
Like, yeah, we'll discuss it within the team, and yeah, we'll get back to you over this. Well, we'll strongly recommend all of you to please attend this Solve with Instructor session. This may clear many of your doubts. Okay, so if no one has any queries, shall we close the session? Adarsh?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you
no
for the
queries,
session.
we can.
Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, thank you everyone. So we'll see you all tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Thank you all of you. Yeah, thanks. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.